Quantum TV has been making videos on controversial truth again, and each one of them is more and more unhinged. The latest one he posted was about Minxie, and it's funny how he's trying to win over her when he has nothing really to say besides shallow insults and lies. All his points in this video are just about how everyone is stealing his videos from him and how he's the victim, but you shouldn't listen to that just because, I mean, if you've been following Quantum TV for the past few months like I have, then you know that's just the same stuff he's been saying this entire time. And the reason I wanted to make this video is just because it's so easy just to turn around everything he says on him. And I guess let's just get started then.
YouTube flagged you. You call yourself Minxie One, I call you the Act Man's doppelganger. You both look the same to me, so I think you're distant relatives. It works. At the end of the day, none of that is relevant. What is relevant is your lie that you never showed up in the copyright ID tool for QTV. Yes, you did. And it's right here.
Minxie wasn't trying to lie about never showing up on the copyright ID tool. All she said was she knew she didn't show up on it from the video that Quantum commented on, because she only used a couple minutes of footage across a 3-hour live stream. It was an interview with Soru. So I don't even know why he's trying to make this point in the first place, because, I mean, his entire understanding of fair use is wrong in the first place.
I didn't copyright claim you because I don't care about scrubbing your dissenting voice. So your lie about being a copyright abuser and going after every smaller channel or anyone who has a dissenting voice to silence criticism because he can't handle it, he got his feelings hurt, is you just projecting the fact that you want to be a thief like the people in California looting and raiding stores and getting a slap on the wrist.
It's super ironic that he tries to call out Minxie for projecting because she wants to steal videos from him, even though that's obviously not true. Quantum TV has just been projecting so much over the last few months that now he's even projecting his projection onto Minxie. It's unbelievable. Also, Minxie never even said that he flagged everyone who shows up on the copyright AD tool. Minxie just said that every time a larger creator makes a video on him, he lashes out on the smaller YouTubers because he thinks he can get away with it. This is classic quantum manipulation, and it's hilarious to me that he does this on his controversial truth channel. Because he must know that 1% of his actual fans watch that channel, and 99% of the people are just waiting for him to make a new video and to say something stupid.
That's really what this is about. You want to be a thief and you don't want anyone to say anything in your direction. Because the reality is, YouTube identified you as an infringer.
YouTube does not identify people on the copyright ID tool as infringers. All the copyright ID tool does is automatically compile the videos that are detected using content. It doesn't make sense to me that Quantum abuses the copyright ID tool and YouTube doesn't see it as a problem. I've had the sentence fair request for review stuck in my head for months from the Act Man because they aren't fair requests at all. Quantum is just getting people striked, and to say that they're fair requests for review, it doesn't make any sense.
Now, the copyright ID tool doesn't always get it right. Sometimes the copyright ID tool picks up on things that aren't copyright violations, like Samsung demos that I show that other people use. I didn't make that demo, but I still have that content. So sometimes it gets it wrong. But that's what the beauty of the copyright ID tool is. They literally give you a timestamp and they show you the percentage used so you can check it for yourself. And I check it, and guess what happens? I see your video, I see you as a creator, and I verify that it is what it is.
How ironic that Quantum is talking about how the copyright ID tool sometimes IDs people's videos that use the same demo videos as him, but he doesn't see how that completely works against his point. Quantum striked Soru's reaction video to Klutzy King's Quantum TV video, and now he's saying that sometimes the ID tool identifies other people's content as his own. That is exactly what happened to Soru, but he's just rolling with his own narrative. And in the words of Quantum TV, make it make sense.
And upon verification, you guys don't like that some of you get DMCA claims because I don't think what you're doing is fair. I don't think you should be entitled to 100% of a video. How dare I, right? You should be able to walk into any retail store and just clear the shelves off and put it in a garbage bag so long as it's under $1,000, right? Fucking scum.
Quantum, you have to accept that people can use 100% of your video in their video as long as they follow fair use. If someone criticizes your 4-minute video and their video is 8 minutes long, then you have no right to strike their video. The problem with Quantum's logic is that he thinks he can just strike content that doesn't belong to him just because they use his footage. He doesn't realize how insane that is, and he seems to make like big points about people stealing his footage. He compares it to stealing from stores, but he's removing videos that were never his, and he doesn't see a problem with it.
I mean, the world needs to really stop pacifying this entitled behavior and start dealing with it head on.
Quantum is right. The world needs to deal with entitled behavior, but the only problem is that the only person acting entitled is him. What's so funny is that people like Gara and people like Klutzy King are entitled to use his footage as long as their videos are fair use, which they are. Quantum is acting so entitled that he thinks he owns everyone else's videos that use his footage, even if the video is fair use.
And until that happens, we're going to keep dealing with creators like you who like to sit up here and say, we're champions of free speech. We love fairness and we hate copyright abusers, but also we like violating TOS by harassing and cyberbullying other creators across multiple uploads spanning hours upon hours upon hours of just talking shit about someone else.
Nobody is harassing Quantum TV. Sure, he probably doesn't like it when people make negative videos about him, but that isn't harassment. I've heard it a million times from people, but just because someone makes multiple videos about you doesn't mean they're harassing you. They're following his YouTube channels and they make videos whenever he does something harmful to the community, but how is it harassment when Quantum purposely avoids talking to people that make videos on him and people don't try to talk to him? It's not like people are finding his phone number and trying to talk to him because he ignores just about everyone, kind of like what he did to the Ackman's mom. People are trying to reach out, but they're not going to great lengths to try to talk to someone like him. He also says that the uploads are hours and hours of talking about him, but they're live streams. I mean, usually they'll be reacting or responding to Quantum's videos, so that just makes his point about copyright even worse.
We build communities off of hating other people. And we encourage other people to join our communities where all we do is hate on others. We don't spread happiness or peace, just our hatred of other creators. Wonderful.
Quantum is right. Everyone in this community hates him, but we hate him for so many reasons. The reason that the community hates Quantum is because he has done just about every terrible thing that a terrible YouTuber can do. Quantum TV has no redeemable qualities, and even the AV community hates Quantum so much that he calls himself the Lone Ranger of the AV community because he's been cast aside by them.
To give you an example of like commentary not being enough, also for people who like to say we can steal 100% of the video so long as we give commentary, DBZ Anto just got labeled as reused content, and he's like one of the biggest Dragon Ball Z anime gaming creators there is.
Quantum shouldn't have tried to bring up DBZ Anto. It's almost like he has no idea what he's talking about. DBZ Anto makes videos about Dragon Ball Z games, and his channel was just blacklisted by YouTube for reused content, even though it shouldn't have been. These videos were 100% his footage, and he never got copyright claims on his videos, but he was demonetized. The situation is completely unrelated to what Quantum is talking about, and if anything, he's implying that DBZ Anto deserved what happened to him, just as a way to try to make it as a point. I don't know what he was thinking when he decided to bring that up. Maybe Anonymous told him to say it or something, but I really have no idea.
I challenge all of you to go pick this fair use battle with a big corporation that can take your sorry asses to court and run you the fuck dry. Because I tell you right now, you won't pick those fights with people who can actually fight back. You pick it with everyday people like yourselves. Because you know they don't care as much about us as they do about their backers. And you won't ever fucking fight that fight.
The reason that people don't often have to fight the fair use battle to large corporations is because those corporations understand fair use. When has a company ever striked people for reacting to their videos? Think about how many reaction videos there are for every new movie trailer or game review. It's because they're fair use. If anything, companies love when YouTubers react to their trailers because it's free advertisement. Maybe not every single time, but it's just not how Quantum says it is.
Because you know everything I'm saying is right. But if you don't believe me, test your luck. Do an experiment. Show us how it ends for you. Steal 100% of their videos, pausing and playing it. Show sports team logos and jerseys and live events. Go ahead, bro. Just give commentary on a live event. What's wrong with that? Right? You're giving commentary. It's fair use.
He's comparing someone using 5 minutes of his footage to commentating over live events. It's funny to me that every one of Quantum's points can easily be turned around on him. He makes these videos out of emotion, and then he will double down until the end of time about something stupid he said.
You scum need to know your place in this world, man. You're not entitled to steal from other people. But again, California's got y'all a little confused, right? You think you can just walk into stores and so long as it's under $1,000, ain't nothing gonna happen no way. And so long as the world makes laws like that and continues to pacify bad behavior, criminal behavior, like it's never going to end. And that's where people like me step in. We fight back. We stand up for ourselves and our rights and our values. And if you don't like it, that is tough.
I see the point that Quantum is trying to make, but it doesn't really work. He's trying to say that people are stealing from him, but they're trying to justify it because they don't see the impact that it has on his channel. And I would agree with him if people are running accounts and re-uploading his videos and actually stealing views away from his channel. But the YouTubers aren't stealing from Quantum TV's store and walking out without paying. They're taking the items they want and paying at the register and then leaving. That's fair. Hopefully you could understand that analogy. I was trying to use the same one that Quantum was using, but it's a pretty bad analogy anyways. Quantum always tries to make himself sound tough in the last few sentences of his controversial truth videos. It's almost like he's so focused on saying something that he thinks is a slam dunk, but it's actually just a pathetic attempt to try to make himself feel good. Quantum is blinded by emotions and delusions. He thinks he's better than everyone else, and everything about the controversial truth channel just tells me that. It's really just a channel for him and his Discord friends to watch because they really think that everything Quantum says is true. It's weird to me how good he is at manipulating people, even though everything he says is so shallow and baseless. He has a Discord where everyone in it will agree with everything he says, but he will never take a step back and realize that those 10 people in his Discord are all he has left. He deleted all his other social media accounts, even his blog, but it'll always feel good knowing that he's the owner of an echo chamber Discord server with only 10 people left. I feel sad every time I watch a controversial truth video because I know that he only has a very small number of people that support it. Quantum TV will never listen to the trolls, but we all know how weak his community is, and that just makes everything he says okay with me. I also just want to say a couple things before the video ends. First, thank you to LJ Taylor 4 for letting me use your inscription footage. I didn't have any footage to use for this video, so LJ Taylor, please don't copyright strike me. And also second, I'm sorry for how bad my microphone is. Like I tried to not have it sound as distorted, but I just couldn't do anything about it. I'm sorry. I hate to have a mic that sounds worse than Quantum's, but there's just nothing I could do. Anyways, see you guys.